Hi folks, thanks for dropping in. Welcome to a brand new Let's Play. I do hope all is well with you and yours as you drop in on the channel today. The map we're using is Thornton Revamped, which I think was a 17 and 19 map, though I don't remember it. I used to have a quick look at most maps, but I don't remember looking at Thornton, but obviously it's been revamped for 22. It's been around quite a while, it's not kind of suddenly just appeared on Mod Hub, but I thought it was about time I did what I would genuinely call a traditional British map, because obviously I've worked on 2 British farms in my working life and this is right up my street, so it feels like I'm at home. It is a fictional map based in Gloucestershire. I'll show you the bigger map, that might be easier. Based in Gloucestershire, so that gives you an outline of kind of the map itself. Very small and tight as UK farms are. There are 1 or 2 nods to reality. One is that up here you can see like a circle there in field 6. That's Stonehenge, which of course is a real place in the UK. We might see it during the Let's Play. It's kind of a mock-up of Stonehenge. And this down here, this is Sherwood Forest, but that's in Nottingham. That's in Gloucestershire. So yeah, clearly fictional, but trying to give it that feel of being UK based. So before we kind of get into the gameplay itself, or the Let's Play story, just give you 1 or 2 bits of admin, because I know if you're like me, sometimes I watch other people's YouTube channels and I think, oh, I'd like to have a go at that map. So this is just to give you some heads up as to kind of what you might find within the map itself. There are collectibles on the map, though some of them, there was one slap bang in the middle of this building. So what you'll have to watch is, of course, is that very often collectibles have collisions on. So if you're going to put something in that space, you might need to collect the collectible in order to kind of use the space. When you start from scratch, I've started from scratch, but for the sake of my Let's Play, I've changed all the starting vehicles and I've deleted all the collectibles so that obviously I can start from where I want to start. If you do start from scratch, you get a huge load of class equipment. So you get a combine, forage harvester, tractors. You get all the gear. Obviously you don't own land, but you get this huge massive gear. You also own the dairy, the spinnery and the oil mill. So obviously you have those productions. Again, in the XML, I've taken the ownership of those out in order to make this Let's Play work. Now, the other thing you just need to be aware of, if you do this map and decide to do baling and silage contracts, you will need to own the BGA, which is actually just down here. I think it was about 37,000. If I click on it, it should tell me something. Yeah, 34,000, sorry. It would cost you just shy of 35,000 to buy that. But if you're going to do silage contracts, it won't accept bales unless you actually own it. What else is there to tell you? I've put in a manure heap. That works. I've done about 2 in-game days just to make sure things work, because the danger is like with DLANs, I start a map and then suddenly you find it doesn't work. So I've done about sort of 48 hours in-game day just to make sure everything works as it should. I've also put up at the shop, this is where our farm is. That's where the shop is. I've put a buying station for lime, because limes are, you need that much of it. The reality is that you need lime in bulk, so it's just easier to put one of those in and buy it as we need it for that particular thing. So I think, just looking at my notes, I think that's everything you're up to. I don't think there's anything else you need in terms of that. So what's our story? Well, this farm is owned by my sister and my brother-in-law. Like many small farms in the UK, they've struggled over the last few years. My brother-in-law, because of sometimes the stress of not making ends meet, has been in bad health. But his family have had this farm for 3 generations, so clearly it means a great lot to them. Then 2 days ago, sadly, my brother-in-law had an accident on the farm and damaged his back. He's now in hospital. They said he will kind of, survive, but literally he'll never farm again. They'll get him mobile, they think, again, but he'll never be in a situation where he can jump in and out of tractors and do all that. Like a lot of small farmers, they've tried doing other things to kind of make ends meet. So they did have pigs, but sadly they got something incurable, so they had to cull the herd again. Another body blow to them and their farm. Because they kind of were looking to diversify, on field 8, I'll show you which is the land they own. Field 12 down here is just a simple grass field. This is the big piece of land that's kind of their main farm. The actual main farm itself, whoops, sorry, didn't mean to click on that. Go back to map overview, thank you. The main farm itself, if you look here, is split by a small service road between the two. But this field here, field 8, they thought, well, we'll plant oats and we'll do an oat harvest. Unfortunately, because of his ill health and then this accident, that's now past its best. You can't actually harvest, not worth harvesting, it's actually withered. So with weather, one thing or another. So they've had to buy in bales, again, because of the financial situation. They've had to sell land just to make ends meet. And obviously that all costs money. They do have a head of 30 dairy cows over here. There they are. Morning, darlings. So again, they have a local dairy that comes and buys the milk every morning. Well, because of all this situation, all the finance and stress and everything else, they owe the bank £200,000. Now, the bank have said that by August year 3, so top right of the screen where it says August year 1, when that says August year 3, they have to repay all the money they own to the bank. Otherwise, the bank will basically repossess the farm and that'll be it. Now, obviously, the local farming community is superb. They've told us, or told my sister, that if they want things doing, rather than get an external contractor in, they'll ask us to do it. And obviously, they'll take out a small fee back out of the fee if in actual fact we use their equipment. So obviously that'll help us get underway. And now if we do a contract, then we can't get a contract and then just stick any old worker on it to do it. Either myself or my sister have to do it. Now the advantage is that with course play, of course, you can set the workers' fees to 0. So obviously if I set her doing a harvesting contract or something like that, if I set course play to 0, then in actual fact it won't cost us any, because you wouldn't pay yourself to do your own jobs. If we have to use follow me, or if we have to use the standard AI, if one of us is doing a job and we have to use the standard AI, then we'll just recoup the money. Now the one exception is, if for instance my sister is doing a ploughing job with course play, and I'm doing a harvesting job where I need 2 people, then I can use another worker to do it with me. So that's not to make things easy, but that's just a statement of life, that we would own the contract and we'd get somebody else in to help me do the contract. We can only take 3 contracts at a time, because obviously we don't want to fail contracts, nor do we want to put anybody else at risk by not doing the contract. So that's where we're up to. We've got £5,000 in the bank, so any contracts we do take on, it's going to be a case that we can't really buy fertiliser and stuff like that yet, so we'll have a look in a moment. My sister is sorting out what contracts are available, and I just get another feed done for the cows, because in actual fact she's obviously already been busy this morning. They've already had one, she's topped the feed up a bit and put straw in, so she's now talking to some local farmers to sort out some contracts. So we need to get another load of feed done to keep these cows happy. I will put at the bottom of the screen the mixing ratios for this feed mixer in case you want to use it. That's sometimes the hassle, is just getting a feed mixer that will do the right kind of ratios. So this is 2 silage, 1 straw, 2 hay. But like I said, I'll actually put that at the bottom of the screen so that you can, if you wish to use it, I'll show you the mixer in a moment. They've got 2 tractors. They've got this Fendt with a front loader. This, as you see, has got 213 hours on the clock and clocks in at 150 horsepower. And they've got a really old Deutz combine, which they bought for about 34,000. They saw it at a farm sale last year, and with the idea of going into arable farming, they thought, well, hey ho, let's invest in our own combine. But as my sister says, it only does 15 miles an hour on the road, and it only does about 4 miles an hour when it's harvesting. So it's not, it's in really good nick for a very old combine, but it's not a very big header and not very fast either. The other tractor got is the Renault over there. That's the 194 horsepower. That's got about 100 odd hours on the clock as well. It's not, again, it's not in the best flush of youth. But my brother-in-law's very savvy about buying equipment. He goes to farm sales quite often, or he will look in Farmers Weekly and things like that, and look where there's second-hand equipment and troll the internet. So he's done well to get these two old birds. They obviously replaced other tractors. A bit clunky on the old gearboxes, as you will discover as I'm driving them. The other thing we can do, we can lease equipment, but we can't lease to own. Because lease to own is like hire purchase, and because the bank can put a stop on the account, we can't actually hire purchase stuff. Literally, if we lease stuff, we've got to pay the daily rate and the hour rate, but it doesn't take anything off the cost of the actual machine. So, in a sense, it's dead money. Now, like any farm, obviously these two tractors are said in the combine. Like any good working dairy farm, we've got a muck spreader and a slurry tanker. We've got a fertiliser spreader in case we want to put granular fertiliser on our grass fields. We've got a mower, a tedder, a windrower and a baler and a trailer for picking up. So it is a working farm, so all the gear's already there to kind of just keep the day-to-day stuff going. Will we make the 200,000 by year 3? I don't know. We might make it long before. That's one of the excitements of this. I don't know. I've not kind of played it and made sure it got to that level. I thought, well, we'll give it a try and see what happens. And if we make it before then we can just keep running the farm. That'll drop in, and then the other one will drop off the top of it. We might be able to just tip that in. There it goes. Now, besides 2 hay, 2 silage and 1 straw, we also put in 1,000 litres of mineral feed, or sand, as Mr. Species used to describe it. And the reason for that is it gives you another 1,000 litres of feed mix. But the reason there's a single bale spike, you can probably just see it there in front of the tractor. The straw blower, which we won't be using this particular day, because we've got quite a bit of straw in. The double spike, bale spike, is too wide to put the bale in, so we needed a single bale spike so we could just safely get the straw bales into the straw blower. So like I said, once we've got this offloading, we can then get looking at some contracts. Now, they also thought about getting chickens, so this brilliant chicken coop built, but sadly never got around to populating that. So obviously at some stage we will get some chickens in. Sell points is another slight issue in that there aren't many sell points on the map. If you've got farm store, 2 is the main place, but things like canola can go to the oil mill. Things like corn, the restaurant will take that. And then there's other things, simple things like eggs. Where's eggs? See, eggs, farmers market, restaurant, lots of places take eggs. Spinnery will take wool, 3 places take wool. So there are some places where you can get other things put in. Now you may wonder why we're using a ramp. Well, when their old TMR mixer packed up, my brother-in-law found this at another farm. They bought it and then more or less brand new, and then didn't need it. So he went and bought it. They got it home and then realised that the front loader arms on the Fendt wouldn't lift up in there. So let's just close the lid on this. My dad and I, we built this ramp. We got some old rubble, and it was a lot cheaper doing that than trying to buy something else for the tractor or buying a telehandler. So my dad and I'm still working on the family farm with my dad. Basically, we're that far away, we can't just nip down here and use our equipment. So he's basically released me from there. We've got local hired hands who can help us, and our farm's running quite well. So he's kind of said, look, go and give your sister a lift and keep going, because my sister can drive. She's a competent farmer. They've not got any children, so obviously they can sort it out. Let's jump out of there. Let's just give that a breathe. And now let's see what my sister's managed to line up for us, if anything, as yet. Oh, right, so baling. So we're not we're going to take 3 at a time, because I'm not sure I want to just get into ploughing yet. That's going to take up a lot of time. A couple of harvesting contracts. The other thing I can't do, I can't take this harvesting contract, borrow their equipment and then go and do that harvest as well. I have to do each one as it stands. Well, I think we'll borrow their equipment. The reason I'm going to borrow their equipment is because it's such a slow, small combine. It might take us forever, but this field is actually on our land. It's literally just behind our barn, so we can borrow those items. And for the liming contract, we'll borrow their items as well. Now, the reason I'm doing that is they've probably got GPS on there, and it's probably bigger than our spreader, so we can get a lot more lime in it. Oh, look, poop! Goodness me, we've only just started. Now, the reason the money's gone down from 5,000 is that, as you know, there are kind of hourly payments that go out of bank accounts in Farm Sim. Things like insurances and gas and electric bills, all those kind of things that just go out by standing orders, so there are payments going out, not too huge. So we'll get this parked up. Shh. Might as well detach that for now. So, my sister and I will now... oh yes, so the combine, it's there. So though in the shop icon it shows it as red, it's a little old green one. Whoops. Close the door. So we'll nip across to the other side of the yard. We'll pick up the Land Rover. My sister and I will nip up to the shop. We'll pick up this gear and we'll start getting this contract away. Yeah, so there's the fert spreader, very small. Oh, they've got some seed and a bag of fert. Ooh, that's good to know. There's all this sheddage. I mean, there's sheddage forevermore. It's obviously it's in its heyday. It was a really big working farm. We've got a nice little trailer there for carting eggs and stuff like that. So my sister and I know you've got to kind of use your imagination. I know there's nobody in the car with me. Talk rubbish. Now those of you who... oh, get off. Those of you who followed my Herman Spoiler episodes will know that we deleted all the road signs because the road signs just kept falling over and wouldn't stand up again. On here, when you hit a road sign, you don't stand up again. I'll show you what I mean, watch. Now I'm only doing this for storyline, just in case you do the watch. Ouch, see? you do not come off. You do not win when you argue with the road signs here. 1 and 2 are lead on the floor, so we might still find some more lead on the floor, but that's nothing to do with me. That's something to do with the way the map was edited. Look at all this gear. So what I'm going to do, folks, I'll get all this gear sorted out. We'll then get down to the field and we'll get underway. So, see you no more. We're going to come in at the top end of our farm. I think it's a bit easier coming that way than trying to negotiate around through the narrow yards and everything. As you can see, traffic's turned off. There wasn't any traffic on these roads, but believe you me, that would have been fun. So the field we're aiming for is that one there, just on the left hand side, behind our barn. Now, I made a note of the money before we started, because as I said, when it's my sister doing the driving, then we won't be paying her to follow me. We started off at 4989, then when we get to the field. Now I don't even know if I can get this in here yet. We will have a go. My sister can stop there for a second. She's going to be doing the combining. No, this is going to be fun, isn't it? Should have done this off screen. Actually, what we could do is, it's a bit of a dead yard up here. So this is just a blank space. I was chatting to my sister about this. It's a yard somebody's vacated. So there could be possibilities of perhaps putting some greenhouses up here and a farm shop or something like that. Oh, that worked out well, didn't it? Right, let's just pull the... come on, where are you? Just pull this off the road. I know there's no traffic, but you wouldn't necessarily leave it parked on the road. Just pull that off the road for now. I can come back and get that once my sister's set up. Yeah, with this massive header, this field's not going to take too long at all. We won't be getting any straw off it. With it being canola. It's a bit bumpy through in. It's a bit of a narrow gateway, this. Yeah, it's not the friendliest of places to get in. So if I leave that about there, whoops, that was it. Let's leave that about there. Get that detached just. Unfold me that. Probably wasn't the best place to leave the. Whoop, didn't like that, did it? It's been on a different level. Yeah, levels are not the same. I think we should be able to get nicely into. Oh, lovely. Better than I thought. So let's just slightly cut in there. That's it. Right, money. 4989. There we go, that's done. So that's back where that was. On that. And we now want to create a job. TP field position there. Open this. 2 headlands, please. Now this is where we'll find out if I've done the settings right. Generate me a course. Generate me a course. Oh no, hang on. Right, so close that. Field position, that's where it'll be. It doesn't like that field position. Try about there. Open that. Generate me a course. What? Right, so bear with. That's odd that that's happening. Sometimes it's because it's not recognised the field or something. Let's try that. Create a job. Yeah, that's well on the field now. Field position, let's try it about there this time. Generate, that's done, yep. Close that and start that. Yeah, so it will do that bit there. Meanwhile, we can bring this monkey down. I don't think we'll fill this trailer off this field. Peanut quinola. So, that's that. And that's underway. What is that? On a level? Oh yeah. Combine's on a different angle. Very clever. How are you doing? 6%. There we go. So I'll come back to my vehicle eventually. Should have gone the other way through tabbing. I would have got there sooner. Yep, 4989. The money's still doing what it should. We're not being charged for my sister doing her own job or doing her own contract. So there we go, folks. We're underway. Hope you like the new Let's Play, new storyline. And I'm certainly looking forward to it. Like I say, it feels like being at home. But thanks for dropping in. Do all the YouTuber stuff. And we will catch you later.